order. This is regular meeting of the Civic Events, the City of San Angelo, 11 a.m., I think, Thursday, October 30th. Okay, where am I at? All right, public comment. The board takes public comment on all items in the regular agenda. Public input on a regular agenda item will be taken at its appropriate discussion. Public input on an item on the agenda or consent agenda may be identified and requested for consideration by the board at this time. The board may request an item be placed on a future agenda or for the consent agenda item to be moved to the regular agenda for public comment. Okay.
I want to go ahead and welcome Ms. Andy Marquis to the Civic Events Advisory Board. Definitely appreciate you joining our board.
Yay!
Another position, another seat filled, so we're almost there. We're almost there. So I want to go ahead and welcome you and let you go ahead and speak to the board.
Yeah. Do I need to turn this on? Andy Marquis. I own Media Advantage. I have been doing live events for the past 20 years. I've used city and private venues in San Angelo and all over Texas. So looking forward to helping support the city of San Angelo make their events even better in their venues.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
All right.
That's it for public comment.
That was good public comment.
And brief.
Okay. So next one. Consideration of approving August 21st meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, I have a first. Do I have a second?
Yes. I'll second that.
All right. Any comments or discussion? Nope. All right. All in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye.
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 Okay, so moved. Next, Sid.
Next for you is the
The
We'll go
regular.
into regular agenda, presentation of the monthly financial report, event calendar, and FY26. So we'll go ahead and start with I would be the one.
He's lost.
Is Brian? Thank you.
There we go.
So we'll go ahead and start with the Civic Events Fund 410. This is as of August 31st, 2025. We're obviously in our new fiscal year for 26, so this is the end of last year's fiscal. It's still not lapsed all the way to show 100%, but you all can view it right now. We're at the little less than 1.3 million in our Civic Events Fund 410, and restricted for facility use fee, we're currently at $126,283. Like I said, this is the fund balance as of August 31st, 2025. Once we get the latest one, we'll be able to send that out to you all so you can see how we did overall for the year. We're going to look at some of the Civic Events calendar. For October bookings, we had a total of 65 bookings. Convention Center had 15, with 3 of them being City of San Angelo events. Coliseum had 3, River Stage 0, El Paseo 6, Pecan Creek Pavilion 3, East Med 16, Farmers Market 12. November bookings is a little light for us, which normally happens around this time, but this is a little lighter than normal. Convention Center has 9, with City of San Angelo having 2. Coliseum River Stage has 0. El Paseo is 1. Pecan Creek Pavilion is 4. East Med is 15. Farmers Market 0. Obviously, the big difference on some of these is when we get into the winter months, we don't have as many events, of course, at Farmers Market, Paseo, and obviously the River Stage too as well, and with the Convention Center Coliseum being offline at the moment. For a total for our fiscal year of 25 bookings, we had a total of 583. We did speak about this at our last board meeting, but I wanted to go back over it. Convention Center had 123 events, Coliseum 152, River Stage 9, El Paseo 20, Pecan Creek Pavilion 43, East Mez 153, and Farmers Market had 83 events this past year. It's definitely been in the same capacity as what we have in our previous years as well. So we're doing pretty good overall with our venues. There are some spots where we wish we can pick up our revenue, like with our paseos. Farmers Market, we've had a little bit more interest in what we've had in the past. So we're looking forward to this next season and seeing how we can create more interest over there too. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, it's open.
Are we still making money?
We are still making money, right?
Okay.
Currently, right now, I will say we're offline. River Stage, which we'll discuss in a minute, is offline too. We're really dependent a lot on the convention center right now for a lot of our events, but we're pushing through for right now.
Okay.
What was the farmer's market decrease from year over year, or from the budget versus actuals? It seemed like it was projected to do a lot better than it did this year. Was there a reason, or?
No, I think finance, with the revenues and expenditures, they had to increase our revenues, and that's definitely a hard target to hit because there's not that many events
Budget was
outside
a little
of.
too aggressive
Yes.
then? Okay.
So obviously, we only have over there our farmers market that takes place, during a certain season.
I was like,
Outside
did
of
they
that,
not go?
yeah, outside of that, we only have maybe a car show or two or another smaller event that takes place over there. So, they did increase it pretty significant, and I mean, it's going to be hard for us to hit that target.
When they make new budgets, do they just increase it by a percentage every year on those budgets, or?
I
how does
can't
that-
speak for finance on their side of it or accounting. Question was, when they increase, do they do it by percentage? When they put an increase? Any other questions on the calendar or financials? All right, you can go to the next.
So, okay, where are we at? Number 3, presentation of the Riverfest.
So Riverfest 2025, Riverfest 2025 took place on September 27th. Was definitely excited about this year's Riverfest. Nervous, obviously it was our first time bringing it back in 7 years. Definitely glad that we did. Had a great team that supported it. Have to give kudos to my staff as well because they did a good amount of the work of getting things taken care of and situated, as well as other Parks and Rec departments too as well that took place for this. This year, obviously, we had food and craft vendors. One of the key things for our food and craft, especially our food vendors, they were all sold out for the most part. So, of course, they're all excited about coming back for next year. 3-on-3 basketball tournament that also took place. We had joined forces with the YMCA and used their outdoor basketball court to have our event out there. Vega Wash and Pitching tournament took place too out there, and that's one of the staples of Riverfest in the past. So to be able to bring that event back was huge for us. They did have over 100 players this past year. They had folks that came all the way from Marble Falls, Odessa, Midland, Lubbock, El Paso, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio area. This is one of their biggest washer pitching tournaments that actually took place in West Texas, and people are looking forward to coming out again for it next year. It went past the time that it was allotted, but great event overall. We appreciate Alex Vega and all the hard work that they put into bringing that together. Recreation football games took place early that morning. That's what brings out the crowd early for us. At the petting zoo, pony rides, horse rides. We also had a mermaid pageant, which I seen Andy over there supporting as well. That's put on by Downtown San Angelo. I'm looking forward to seeing that event growing in the future. Inflatables for the kids, Clash on the Concho Skate Challenge was put together by Kevin Little and Skate Angelo. Another huge turnout that we just didn't expect. There was probably about 400 people over there just at the skate park, and just to see that amount of people in that area was great for us to see. And then we also had the Sounds Under the Chadbourne Bridge that's put together by Alex Cunningham. Alex has also been working with us for Riverfest before we had the break for a little bit, but it was another great event that took place as well at Riverfest. And I look forward to next year and making sure that we can grow this out even bigger than what it was. Looking at the numbers, we're probably about 6,000 roughly estimated people that came out and enjoyed the activities that were taking place all day in the Ness area. Obviously, you can see some of the pictures, some of these newer pictures that we have. We have some more that's on the website too, but definitely appreciate all of our sponsors. We had a lot of sponsors, vendors, and volunteers. I want to make sure I mention some of these sponsors that did come out and support us, including Chick-fil-A, Shannon, the YMCA, like I said, Alex Cunningham, Downtown San Angelo, Skate Angelo, TrueTex, Murdoch's, Southside Cuts, Blackshear Heights, and also Pugasso. So we're looking forward to next year. Like I said, we do have a date that's on the calendar for September 19th of 2026, and we're already starting to prep for next year, and hopefully we can double that 6,000 to 12,000 next year.
So I'd love to say well done to the Civic Events and Parks team. You guys were so cute with your shirts. Everybody was present and smiling and engaging, and that event was very inclusive to different interests and groups, and I thought that you guys brought in a lot of community partners very well, and so look forward to seeing more of that next year. So great job.
Thank you.
Sounds great. And I understand how much work it takes, so I'm glad that you got all that together.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work just to put that together. It's a couple of months of, figuring out the pieces, making sure we got everything in order.
There's like 12 moving stations
Yes.
all at once. I mean, we all know how hard it is to coordinate that, and skate parks over here, there was music down there and people dancing, mermaid contests, so it was really exciting. It was
That whole
so
area,
fun.
yep, sorry, Andy. That whole area is really nice. There's not a lot of places right now where you can go in town and the kids can play and mom and dad can have a beer or something and relax. And I had Justin McKee, one of our announcers from this last weekend, who's one of the main talents on the Cowboy Channel. They did a lot of B-roll down there, did welcomings from a show. He's done that during the road. The whole area is very nice. We had quite a few people. Didn't even realize we had that area down there. So kudos. And the gentleman, I met him before, who's running that area with the rentals and the, can't remember his name, but
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos does a very nice job. So congrats.
Like I said, we look forward to next year, and I mean the support that we did have this year, and just hearing the people, seeing the families out there, bringing the kids, and them just having a good time. That's what it means. This is I believe, the only festival that the city is sponsoring, so or plays a part. There's other ones, but this is led by.
Well, it's free, and
Yes.
if somebody needs to bring water and sandwiches so they can go, they can, and still have a great day.
Great time.
Enjoyment. They don't have to have money to do that, so.
But like I
Well
said,
done.
we look forward to next year and building out some other activities. So we're keeping that low right now, but we're looking forward.
Okay. Any further comment? Okay. So, number 4, the update on the Bill Ayler Senior Memorial River Stage.
All right, I wish I could get a drum roll because finally we get a chance to announce that we actually have a date to start on it. We're going to be starting on November 10th. We had a meeting last week with certain vendors as well that'll be in part with the renovations for the river stage. So, I mean, this is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Obviously, we've been working on this probably since the beginning of 2023. It might even been the end of 22. So that just lets you know how long we've actually been, bringing this back and forth to our Civic Events Advisory Board, bringing it towards City Council, the planning, dealing with permits, all the whole process and stuff. So this is the first time that the River Stage is getting renovated. Very excited. We're looking at a completion of, this is the first phase. We're looking at the completion before March 1st of 26, so we can get back on target with the rest of our events. And we're still working with our city staff on the other phases for Phase 1B. Going back to this phase right here, one of the biggest things that we were trying to deal with is the ADA compliances and making sure we make the right modifications to move forward in the future with. Other things that we will be adding include the box office concessions additions. They will be starting actually with the remodel of the storage and the dressing room additions that we will be having. Other things that will be taking place as well will be remodeling the existing restrooms. We're going to be relocating the fence for the ADA access. We're going to be relocating the west side fencing as well. There'll also be new paving and relocating the fencing at the plaza, new entry canopy. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new, newly renovated our river stage that everybody dearly loves, that's along the river, and seeing what type of interest we can get, for our river stage in the future and bring more events to it. I'm open for questions for it. Obviously, like I said, we still have Phase 1B that'll still be taking place later on down the line. We have some other additions that we're looking forward to, but just to finally get the shovel in the dirt and get some stuff working is enough excitement for me right now.
That's awesome.
Has there been any other, I don't even know where it'd be, but parking-wise, more events, more people, still stuck with the same parking?
I think we're going to be stuck with the parking situation with the way the layout is.
Is it what it
already.
is?
Yes, sir. Okay. And you know what? A lot of the venues that I do visit, amphitheaters, it is always basically a nice walk for you to get to where you're trying to get to. It's just part of the nature of it. So I wish we could find, parking even for, the ADA and stuff, but unfortunately we don't have that. Sometimes we can use around the art museum in that area if they don't have an event that's taking place. Obviously, the promoter has to get permission from the art museum to be able to do that. But other than that, we just park where you can. And when it's packed, you're parking pretty far out.
In Cristoval.
I don't want to get into the weeds, but when I was looking at when it was initially approved in March, it said the second phase would be like a year 2. Is that still hopeful after this Phase 1 completion? So March 1, 2026, and then 1B would be the next year?
Yes,
in a perfect world?
In a perfect world, I'm hopeful for that. Obviously, we have it it has to hit in a
still
certain
waiting.
season too as well. I mean, this is the right season. We would have probably wanted maybe started at the beginning of October, but it's okay. But this is the right season for us. So hopefully we can get that started, on time. But I know we're still going through a lot of the talks and discussions to make sure we check off everything we're supposed to. That's another piece of it is we need
I
the
wondered
money.
about that.
Oh,
I saw the
there's that.
3.7 million. That's all we need, 4 million.
Yes.
Yeah, restroom, sewer.
Any other talks about the river stage?
No? Okay. So, discussion of civic events, future meetings, and goals.
So like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the meeting, it's been a rough time for our Civic Events Advisory Board. It was hard for us to have a meeting. We never had a quorum at certain times. So, I mean, it really took, it really took us a step back. So it's great to finally see faces up here and spots are being filled. So I want to make sure that moving forward, we do have our meetings that are basically set. They're still tentative, but if there's something going on or certain dates can't work, we will move around and adjust. Or if we don't have something that's major that we don't have that's pending, we'll move something around possibly. But I do want to put some dates on the books for us, just so you all can have something. So our next meeting would be January 29th, and we'll be doing the vote for our board chair and vice chair, and we'll also work on setting the committees. The committees that we do have will be going over the policies and agendas, and we'll also have a committee that basically will oversee like our venues, and, we bring those back to the board, and then we'll all discuss. So January 29th will be our first meeting. After that, April 23rd, we'll start with our venue visits and discussions. By that time, we should be able to go to the River Stage and see some, the new,
Updates.
the new updates that they do have for it, and we'll be able to also walk around the convention center and tell you some of our complaints or things that we would like to see changed as well over here, and even discuss potentially about, hopefully a new convention center at some point. We'll also have our July 23rd. We'll talk about our policies and bylaws review. If you don't have a copy of those policies and bylaws, please let me know, and I can send you a copy of those as well. And then October 29th is just to be determined what we'll be discussing. But those are our set 4 meetings. We can have meetings in between those 2 as well, just so you all know. But these are the 4 that are set by our by City Council per our agenda, per our bylaws. So moving forward, if you have something that you would like for us to discuss on the board, shoot me an email, let me know, and we can bring that forward.
Do you feel 4 meetings are enough?
And where we are now, yes, because I mean our River Stage is in the renovations right now. Convention Center, we're moving forward with it. I think so far, but when we do have big items that we do need to bring forward to you all, we will have a set meeting and we'll discuss it with you before we bring it to City Council. You got any thoughts, Carl?
Carl, are you still going to be around?
What?
You still going to be around for another year?
14 months.
Okay.
That's a
Another
yes.
year.
I mean, the only other thought is the Coliseum project. Hopefully it's going to start this next spring.
Yes.
He's looking at me. I don't have.
Yes.
But other than that, but even outside of that, I still want us to go ahead and visit Paseo, because Paseo is still one of our venues. Pecan Creek Pavilion, although we oversee the venue as in doing the admin work for it, it's still something that we have to hear the complaints from customers about too. So I would like for us to go ahead and make a visit out there too. But we'll be having those discussions, and then in between too, we'll have, our committee meetings as well. So that takes place in between some of these board meetings. So to answer your question, yes, I do feel we do have enough right now.
Are y'all booking the Coliseum right now?
Currently, we are not booking the Coliseum.
How come?
Because we were told it would be off board by that time, so
Well, if
offline.
it's not going to start till next spring,
So I'll have to,
I think that's a conversation that's worth having.
and I'm definitely willing, I mean, I would like to see
Unless
that.
there's something I don't know, like prep
Yeah.
work or whatever, but it feels like there
Yeah.
could be something happening at the Coliseum.
I agree too as well. I think we still need a word from city management on if we were going to move forward with still keeping it open at this point in time. At one time, we did look at this being closed at this time, so that's why it is closed at this point. But if they decide and they deem that we need to open it back up, we'll definitely open it back up and be ready to work.
And-
No
oh, sorry, go
crafts-
ahead.
No craft shows, no gun shows out at the Coliseum?
No, we've had our JBF was the last event that took place. That was in mid-September, prior to the Parker McCullum concert that took place out there. Other than that, we haven't had any other events.
In Sid's defense, it was originally slated to start in September construction, so a lot of these events are planning a year, 6 months to a year out, so
Yeah, I've got a January event. Yeah, that's
that's a lot of it too.
And a lot of the events that were taking place at the Coliseum, we had to work around and move them over here to the convention center, or they moved over to Spur Arena or somewhere in that area, the pavilion.
Okay, so we were able to accommodate the ones that usually come
Yes, ma'am.
November, December.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Those are the ones that stick out in my mind. Okay. I'll see the goals. Consideration of future agenda items.
This is for
This
you
is
all
it.
to,
At this point, I don't know what I don't know.
Well, you touched on some venue visits and voting for board chair. That's,
Do you want to do venue visits before the year ends, or what's the goal for that? And maybe we come in, or before the first meeting in January, I would suggest.
I'm going to say, you usually try to do those like in between our meetings and
Okay.
then we can make discussions like about what we saw because,
yeah, so I mean, on the venue visits, we could probably possibly do it before April. I would probably say it's going to be around March, though. It wouldn't be the early in January, especially like if we're going to like the River Stage, and I mean, they're just getting started, so. The first ones that we'll probably visit, though, will be our smaller venues, the Paseo, Pecan Creek Pavilion. So we may be able to set that up probably in like February or something like that.
okay.
I don't have anything to add at this time.
Anyone else? Okay,
Nothing here.
all right. So I guess I need a call for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
A second?
I'll second.
Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
All in favor, signify by leaving the room.
Yeah, I know.